Hey everybody, Lindsay here from HeartSpeak Health. Welcome to episode 6 of the Weekly Speak. I just wanted to first start out here, just letting you know things have been a little bit crazy at my house. My son seemed to be getting a cold late last week and then it kind of went away. But then my daughter, who is 8 months old, she picked it up and she's been a congested mess. I have some snot on my shirt, and I've got the cat on me here. But yeah, things have just been a little bit nuts. I actually haven't slept very much over the last 3 nights, so that's been fun. And the fatigue got the best of me yesterday. My son said, "Mommy, we haven't been to Dairy Queen in a long time. Could we go there?" And I'm like, you know what? That actually sounds really good. Because whenever we're tired, sweets is something that we crave. And so he caught me in a weak moment and we did go. And to be honest with you, like I just have to tell you this. I had a little blizzard, like a mini blizzard, and it just didn't do it for me. Yeah, I thought like, oh, I really want this, just being tired and stressed. And, I'm always one to go for the sweets, which is the typical craving when we're tired and we're stressed. We want something that's indulgent and rich. And yeah, it just didn't do it for me. It doesn't have the appeal that it did about 4 years ago. That was like my go-to whenever my thyroid tanked on me. I was a big Dairy Queen fan. So, but it's just proof though how like your taste buds do change. When you eat really good food and you change the bacteria inside of you and you change your taste buds, when you have something like that that now tastes very like chemical to me, and it's just like so sweet that I just don't like it. I just don't. Like birthday cake doesn't do it for me. I'd rather have fruit with chocolate, dark chocolate, or some type of a custard, homemade, creme brulee or something like that. I don't know. Um, I'm not into all that like fake sweet stuff, which I leaned on that and coffee after I had my first child. That's what I went to. And that's a very common thing for moms. Moms want the sweets and they want the caffeine because it's uplifting, it's indulging, it's just that's what we do. That's what women tend to go for. And what we really need to do is instead of going to that, we need to reflect and take a look at our sleep. We need to check in with ourselves and see what our stress level is and how we can manage that better. And another big thing is looking at the pleasure in our lives. So if we're not getting certain things as far as like, touch, intimacy, just feeling loved in general, feeling bonds with people, that also can cause the sweet cravings as well. So you really have to reflect on those areas if you find yourself always wanting to have something like that, like a dessert all the time. So anyway, I just had to share that because people think that if you're a health coach, that something like that doesn't happen. Like I'm in the kitchen making perfect paleo desserts all the time. And that's not the case. I'm a human, I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, and, I do live by the 80-20 rule where, if you hold on too tight and you're being too strict with things, that's going to create problems. You gotta loosen up a little bit and just accept the fact that sometimes you're going to eat stuff or do stuff that's not the best, and you just move on and keep on trucking and just try to do the best that you can. Because really, that's the good stuff makes you feel good anyway. So after a while, you want to do the right things. You want to do what's healthy because it makes you feel better. So another thing that I want to touch on with this whole sugar talk, sweet craving talk, is protein. So a lot of us are not getting enough protein, and a lot of people are eating a diet that has too many grains, too many refined grains, and not enough protein. And what that does is that actually creates some blood sugar issues. And if your blood sugar crashes, then you're naturally going to crave something sweet because your body needs to get back up to where it needs to be, at the level that it operates at. So, you just want to make sure you're getting good sources of protein each day. One of my favorite ways to do that is to make smoothies. So this past week, I posted a picture of a beautiful purple smoothie that I made, and I used a hemp protein powder. So I like hemp protein powder because I typically do better if I stay away from dairy. I just do. I thrive on plants. And so I love hemp protein. And what's really great about hemp protein powder is that it has 20 amino acids in it, 9 of which are essential to your body, but you have to get it from an outside source because your body doesn't make those 9 essential amino acids on its own. So hemp protein powder is a great way for you to get those. And it's also a fantastic source of omegas. And hemp has been shown to improve fatigue, your immune system, and it's also a fantastic source of magnesium, which a lot of us are low in, and iron, potassium, and calcium. So hemp protein is really great for your heart health, your immune system. It's also wonderful for preventing osteoporosis, and it's just an all-around powerhouse source of protein. The other thing with protein, in addition to the blood sugar stabilization, is that, if you're not getting enough protein, then your hormones suffer because your hormones, okay, protein is a building block of your hormones. And so you really need to make sure that you're getting enough protein. And women especially, we tend to just get lost in the shuffle of everyday life and don't really pay attention to that. And so that's a quick and easy way to ensure that you're getting enough. The one that I get is from Whole Foods. So it's a hemp-based protein powder, but then they actually add maca root powder to it, which is wonderful for balancing hormones and for energy. So it's a really, really great thing to have on hand. The other point that I wanted to discuss is vitamin D deficiency. Now, I know that everyone's well aware of the fact that most Americans are extremely low in vitamin D, but the question is, what's the quick and easy way to get it? So pretty soon, it's going to start warming up here in Western Pennsylvania, and we're going to have more sunny days. And one of the easiest ways to raise your vitamin D levels is to simply go outside for 15 to 20 minutes without sunscreen. So if your kids play sports, or if you're going to be outdoors for different things throughout the week, I would recommend holding off on the sunscreen for a good 15 to 20 minutes. Let your body absorb the sun, and then from there, if you're going to be out for an extended time, get yourself a natural sunscreen. But I will tell you this, and I talk about this on my website. If you eat a plant-based diet and you avoid foods that tend to inflame us, like conventional dairy and sugar and refined grains and, processed foods, if you can stay away from all of that and really eat mainly a plant-based diet, and then use something like coconut oil on your skin, which is highly protective, you don't really have to worry about wearing sunscreen. I am pretty fair-skinned, and over the last few summers, I haven't really worn sunscreen and I haven't burned. Now, if I know I've gone off track with my diet, or, you know, I don't have coconut oil or whatever, then I make sure to use a natural sunscreen that has natural ingredients and low on the, without the chemicals, and low in some of the other things that aren't so great, which I will be doing more about that in the future with sunscreen. I'll talk more about that down the road once we get closer to that time where we're actually using it. So that's an easy way to get your vitamin D. The other point that I wanted to talk about from last week, I had actually, on the blog, I wrote a post about the 20-minute workout that I'm currently doing, which is called Metabolic Prime. And I recently became an affiliate for them because I just love the program so much and I want to share it with everyone. And so I highly recommend it. It's developed by Dr. Jade Teta, who specializes in metabolism and hormone health. So his exercise programs are actually designed to prime your metabolism and prime your hormone health. And with Metabolic Prime, it's really cool because he goes into discussion of inside of our DNA, we have all kinds of different types of molecules. And there are, I believe it's 5 or 6 molecules that the Metabolic Prime program taps into and activates these molecules that are anti-aging and hormone balancing, and it's really amazing the science that actually is behind the workouts. And so that you can check out on the blog. The blog post has all the details regarding the MPAs, which are those molecules that get activated throughout the workouts, and I go into detail about everything there. So that's at heartspeakhealth.com/blog. Just a couple more points I wanted to discuss. So the first one is alcohol. And lately that has come up a lot where, people, again, just like with the sugar I was talking about earlier, a lot of people go to the alcohol for, their stress reduction, their pleasure, their release, their outlet, whatever you want to call it. And we continue to discuss, and we know more and more about how alcohol plays a major role in the imbalance of hormones and, of course, dehydration, which causes all kinds of different issues with your health. And we all know that too much alcohol is a bad thing. Okay, that's pretty common sense, and that's discussed all the time. But the thing that everybody says is, well, I'm used to having my wine or having my drinks in the evening, and that's how I unwind. That's how I relax. So what can I do to replace that? And what I say is maybe focus more on doing pleasurable activities with your friends or your spouse, your partner, and then even doing things just for yourself. Schedule a massage, take a nice bubble bath, do some aromatherapy for a half hour before bed. Get a diffuser and some essential oils. There are different ways that you can unwind, and you can actually start to crowd out that desire or that need that you think you have for the alcohol. And I speak from experience because I, in the evenings, I would always have like a glass or two of wine, and I did that for a long time. And now I don't do it at all. I actually drink pretty sparingly. I do have alcohol, but it's pretty minimal. And I have found other ways to have a release or unwind or relax that don't involve that. So I had taken a picture of a green juice that I made at home and just kind of touched on that a little bit, but I wanted to elaborate a little more. So just keep that in mind. Kind of goes along with the sweets. If we don't have enough pleasure in our lives, if we're too stressed out, if we're not getting enough sleep, alcohol, sugar, caffeine, even tobacco, we're going to crave all of those things. So it's all connected. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the post that I had created that was just about how our problems or being broken is actually, it's a good thing. Your brokenness is a blessing, and having your challenges and having your struggles, that's the grounds for a new beginning, for you to grow as a person, for you to change and evolve. If we never have challenges, if we never have problems, then we can't grow and we can't continue to get better at whatever it is in life that those challenges are in. I know it's hard, especially with people that I'm coaching. There are so many challenges that come up every day on a healing journey. You're trying to get better, you're trying to do all the right things, which takes time, energy, preparation, planning, and everything from the food to your stress, to your exercise, to dealing with relationships. It's a lot to handle and it gets overwhelming, and I completely get that. But what I want you to keep in mind is that those days where it seems like things aren't coming together, or maybe not coming together fast enough for you, those are the days that you're actually making progress. And it doesn't seem that way, but you are. And the further that you go along and the better that things get for you, you'll look back and you'll realize that. But when you're in the thick of it, you don't. So, but just keep that in mind, that, your brokenness, your problems, your challenges, these are all the starting points for growth and for renewal. So that was all I had for that. And last week was kind of a blur in a way. Maybe it's just the weekend actually that has been, but I'm hoping tonight that everybody gets some sleep and that things kind of get back to normal around here. And I hope everything's going well for you. So that's it for now. And please feel free to comment below or get in touch with me at heartspeakhealth.com on my contact form if you have any questions, or if you would like to see more discussion on a certain topic. All right? Okay. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.